You've seen the screenshots, the promises that you can use AI to write an ebook in a weekend and watch the passive income roll in. But here is the reality of the market. When you put zero effort into the production, the market assigns the product zero value. Because AI dropped the cost of writing generic content to zero, standard surface-level ebooks have lost their market value. Readers aren't going to pay for generic summaries anymore because they can generate those themselves. The strategy that actually works uses AI differently. Instead of asking a prompt to invent a book for you, you use AI as a structural accelerant for the hard-earned, real-world expertise you already possess. This 6-step roadmap focuses on building a system that captures high-value leads, treating Kindle royalties as a secondary benefit. Before starting step 1, you need 3 things. You need at least 100 hours of real, hands-on experience in a specific skill. You need a voice recording app on your phone, and you need an AI tool like Claude. By combining those 3 elements, you bypass the cheap content farm approach entirely. You build an asset that establishes you as a trusted expert, which then continuously generates high-ticket buyers. Step 1 is picking your niche. Start with a skill you know well and apply the double narrow method. You add a constraint, like a specific budget, a specific climate, or a specific body type. And then you add a second one, until the topic feels uncomfortably specific. Let's look at a real example with Maria, who kept hives for 6 years. Her broad topic is beekeeping. That is too big, so she applies her first constraint, narrowing it down to beginner beekeeping. That space is still crowded, so she narrows it a second time. She targets new beekeepers trying to keep their hives alive through summers that exceed 100 degrees. That is a painful, expensive problem that she knows how to solve. Step 2 is validation. You need to prove people are actually spending money here before you create anything. Go to Amazon, search the broader category, and pull up the top 15 results. This spreadsheet mockup shows exactly what your validation data should look like. You want to see several books with a bestsellers rank under 50,000. If you see that kind of rank paired with fewer than 100 reviews and outdated covers, you have a green light. Buyers exist, but the current options are stale. Next, you mine Reddit, explore Facebook groups, and search YouTube comments for complaints. Look for phrases like, "I wish this book covered," and extract 14 specific complaints your target audience keeps repeating. Those 14 recurring complaints map directly to your product. They become the 14 chapters of your book. For Maria, that meant dedicating chapters to shade placement, water sources, and ventilation myths. Building an outline directly from verified complaints ensures your content addresses existing problems rather than theoretical ones, positioning the book to meet a confirmed need. Step 3 happens in parallel. 12 weeks before you launch the book, you start building an audience on whichever platform your buyers already use. You post twice a week, and every post directly answers a complaint from your list. Then, you offer a highly relevant one-page checklist or template for free in exchange for an email address. Your target is to gather 300 to 500 engaged email subscribers. That small, dedicated list serves as your baseline launch audience. Now we reach step 4, production. Keep the keyboard put away. Instead, record yourself explaining each chapter out loud for 10 to 20 minutes based on your actual experience. Then, generate a transcript of that audio. Take that transcript and feed it to an AI to structure and tighten your prose. Your prompt must include one strict rule: do not add information I didn't say. When it comes to the exterior, do not use AI to generate the final book cover. In a niche where credibility is everything, an obviously AI-generated cover signals low-effort spam and will cost you sales. Pay a professional human designer $150 to $300 to finish the cover. It is a mandatory cost to establish trust with a skeptical buyer. You outline the problems, you speak the solutions, and AI accelerates the formatting. The final manuscript is entirely your unique intellectual property. Step 5 is the launch. You price the Kindle version between $4.99 and $9.99 to capture the optimal royalty bracket, and then you prepare your email launch sequence. Over a concentrated 5-day window, you send a series of emails to those 300 subscribers you spent the last 12 weeks gathering. You share a sample chapter and ask them to buy it if they find it useful. A modest conversion from that list should result in 60 to 100 sales and about 20 honest reviews.
In an empty niche, this concentrated spike of activity signals relevance to the algorithm, establishing your position for your target search terms. Step 6 shifts the focus toward back-end revenue. While royalties provide a steady baseline, the majority of the profit comes from the services or courses sold to the readers you've acquired. This diagram shows how that funnel works. Inside the introduction, the middle, and the conclusion of the book, you offer a free lead magnet that requires an email address. Every reader who downloads it converts from an anonymous Amazon customer into an owned lead. Then you sell those highly targeted leads exactly what they want next. For Maria, that was a $297 summer survival video course. 10 sales of that back-end program easily outperforms 1,000 ebook sales. Acquiring just a handful of high-ticket students creates a sustainable business model, making your ebook sales volume completely irrelevant. You stop chasing vanity ebook royalties and start engineering a predictable, hyper-niched lead generation machine. Executing this honest path requires roughly 40 hours of focused, actual work. There is no magic button, and there are no overnight AI millionaires. To get started right now, open a blank document. Write down 3 specific skills where you already possess over 100 hours of hands-on experience. Then, check the description below to download the validation spreadsheet and the exact AI structuring prompts you need to execute Step 4. AI didn't replace the expert. It simply removed the friction of scaling your expertise to the exact people who need it.